scene. Don, Katie? Yes. So that's coming down the road back here. Right, there's tons of congestion. It was hard to even get in here. It looks like this is Marshall Avenue that it just crossed on. Right, and I can tell you when it was coming, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, when it was coming down, the sirens were not on. So this is the intersection of Marshall Avenue and Richard Court, right here, where we just saw the ambulance coming down, the intersection of Richard Court and Marshall Avenue. And just to give you an idea, you can see all these cars that have just been parked, kind of abandoned. I can tell you, I've seen parents running out of these cars straight for the tennis courts right there to try and get to their child. And the ambulance is now going back the opposite direction. Absolutely. Okay, so as far as the information we have confirmed, Newport News Police tweeted that there was a confirmed shooting. We do know that the students were told to evacuate to the tennis courts. We are right here on the side of Fire Station 7. Now, Wyatt, our photojournalist, is going to walk with me as I talk and try to explain the scene right now. There are parents who have abandoned their cars so that they can go and meet their student up here at the tennis courts. You can see the tennis courts are completely covered with crime scene tape. There are students that have been crying. There are parents that have been crying. We have not gotten any word on the extent of injury with this confirmed shooting. Just to be extremely clear, we did see an ambulance. We're hearing sirens. The ambulance went one way and came back the other. But now that we're down here, we're going to try and get as close to the tennis courts as we can. Media was told to be stationed around this firehouse, so that is what we're doing. There are two ambulances here that are just sitting. It doesn't look like they're active currently. But we're going to go a little bit further down to where the tennis courts are, where a lot of students are. As I mentioned previously, there's a lot of students here at the tennis courts. To the left, there's quite a bit of police presence. But the most police presence that I am seeing currently is going to be towards the right side down here. If you look further down, if our photojournalist can zoom in, you can see probably 20 police cars. Their command center is further down there, which tells me that's likely the general area of where the shooting happened. Still, no exact details confirmed on this. But like I said, as far as emotions, as far as how people are feeling, tearful. I saw students running on that main road by where the houses were, just running away. I overheard a student say, we heard bang, bang, bang. So, we're still waiting to confirm any type of injury detail, but that is what it looks like right here, right now at Heritage High School. If you could just zoom into the school there.
Can you get the tripod?
Okay. We're going to be up for a while. Where is your tripod? I don't see it. So where is it?
Mike might have grabbed it.
Okay. Let's see if we can get closer to the caution tape.
Are we live right now?
Yes. Stand by. So we're trying, hold on one second. There are people just coming down here. So this is where I'm seeing the most police presence. This is going to be, it looks to the right side of the school. This is where the command center is for police. I can tell you Virginia State Police are now here. I have seen 2 police officers in what looked like a tactical gear. And they just passed this way in like a fatigue colored tactical gear. We're going to walk across this road here. As you can see, this is where crime scene tape is up. No one's really being allowed to pass by there. It seems like there are a few potentially school staff members. Then if you look here to the right, this is where those tennis courts are. We told you that Newport News Police tweeted that that is where they evacuated students and for parents to come find their child in this area. So that is what you are seeing here. That also has crime tape up around it. Right now, it seems like everyone's just waiting. It's like almost an eerie silence, if you will, waiting to hear how bad the injuries are, injuries rather. We don't know who was hurt in this confirmed shooting. But I can tell you, I have seen students running down this main road here. I asked, are you okay? They said, yeah, we're okay. One said we heard bang, bang, bang. You know, other students crying, parents sprinting, praying that their child is okay. This is a very serious situation right now. So we are going to bring you the facts as they come in. And right now, that's all we know is that there was a confirmed shooting here where students were evacuated. Based on the scene, it appears, based on where the police presence is, where the command center is, that there is a lot of action going on down this road into a back end parking lot. We have seen an ambulance. We have heard sirens. Still nothing confirmed yet, but we will bring you the very latest as it comes in. That's correct. We're going to have the photojournalist kind of pan just to really show you behind the scene here. We are hearing, you know, a lot of different things right now, but we want to make sure we bring you guys the facts. And what we can tell you right now for sure is what we are seeing. There are tons of students here at the tennis courts, as well as, you know, people that are just kind of standing around waiting. You know, there have been people who were crying, so we're really just waiting to get the latest information for you guys. But there's so many people out here. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a command center down to the back area of the school and a ton of police presence over here to the right. So that's what the scene is looking like right now. We'll be sure to bring you the latest. So like I mentioned, we are seeing a lot of action right now. A lot of people are sitting here kind of waiting at this point. Virginia State Police have arrived. There are drone things in the air. There's the roads are completely packed in this area. So if you're trying to get in, I can just tell you right now, there are people directing traffic, but it is pretty chaotic as parents are just parking where they can, running to meet their child, making sure that their child is okay. We still are waiting word on the extent of injury or injuries in this shooting. I did overhear a student talking about they heard bang, bang, bang as they were sitting in class. So we are certainly waiting for the latest details to come out in this, hoping and praying for the best for everybody that was involved. As far as a suspect, not clear on whether that person has already been put in custody, if that person is still, wanted right now. I can tell you I've seen officers in tactical gear. I'm going to have Wyatt continue to show you guys the scene as I talk, just so you guys can really be up to speed on what it looks like out here on this scene. Yes.
Adrian's on the way.
Are you a parent?
No, we're the mental health agency.
Okay.
Just here to,
Okay.
yeah.
Can we ask you a few questions? So I can tell you right now. Hi.
How you doing?
Right. So tell me a little bit about who you guys are with and why you're here right now.
So we're with Universal Mental Health Services. We heard about the incident, and we just responded to offer some emotional support. This is a community crisis, so we wanted to be available for parents and students as well as staff to provide that support right here on the scene.
When it comes to a situation like this, a confirmed shooting, a parent's worst nightmare, what are you advising, how are you advising parents to kind of handle this right now?
As of right now, we're just asking parents to...
If you could speak into the mic a little louder, it'd be great.
As of right now, we're just asking parents to just be there, just let them talk about it, ask them, what their visual was of the shooting, because with trauma, they need to talk about it. Trauma, definitely, they're going to have to continue to talk about trauma. And just a lot of children are shocked, of course, because it just happened. So let them vent, let them scream, yell, get it out, and just be there and support them.
So you guys, how'd you hear about this? Did school officials contact you at all?
No, we heard about it from other clients that was in the social media and stuff. So we just came right down here from Universal Mental Health Support. I'm a licensed therapist, so I just came down here just to kind of offer support wherever we're needed.
All right, thank you guys so much.
No problem. Thank you.
So as you heard her mention, she's here to offer mental health support to students who may have seen something extremely traumatic today. Are you a parent, ma'am? How are you feeling right now? Is your student okay?
Yeah, he's okay.
Talk to me about what you've been through, in the past 30 minutes.
Nerve-wracking. Coming down Jefferson, seeing all the SWAT cars coming down. Very traumatic, very traumatic. He said he was really close to the gunshots too. He said he'd never been so scared.
When you talk to me about the alert you got from school. What did it say?
I didn't get an alert. My son called me.
Okay. So he called you from inside the school or once he made it outside?
Inside the store.
What's going through your mind as you're hearing him explain everything?
Are you safe? Are you getting out?
Where did you park? How far did you have to run to get here?
I had to go around. Everybody was chaos. A couple blocks over.
Okay.
Then walk it in.
Obviously a parent's worst nightmare.
Parents' worst nightmare.
But you are a little easier now that you know your son is okay.
Oh yeah, pretty much easier. But the stomach and knots.
What did he say he heard? Or did he hear anything?
Gunshots.
How many? He didn't say.
I didn't get the details. Just wanted to know that he was okay.
Absolutely.
And he was getting to safety. That's it.
You guys headed home now?
Yeah, headed home.
All right. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
speaking
you.
to me.
Thank you.
Take care. So as you can see, yes. Show the scene.
And then like apparently like he can't.
You with the media? We're actually getting everybody together in the front of the school. There's a big oak tree up there, all the media, if you want to get the updates.
Okay.
All right.
Where is that?
If you basically just walk straight like this way right here, it's going to be close to Marshall Avenue. You'll see the big tree under there.
Do we go behind the tape? Just don't hit on that main road and go down?
Just go straight through the tape.
Okay,
just
thank
come
you.
You with the media and go over that way.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. So let me tell you, a police officer just came up to me. He is now guiding us to the front of the school on Marshall Avenue for the latest update. So we are going to head that way now and bring you guys the very latest. Behind me, you can see the tennis courts where students were evacuated to. Some of them leaving with their parents now, as you can see. I mean, we just spoke to a parent who was just so scared when her son called and said he had heard gunshots in the school building. So she rushed out here. Fortunately, he was safe. As we've reported, we do know now that 2 people were shot, but their injuries were not life-threatening. So we are waiting to hear further updates as far as that goes. So we are going to head to the front of the school to bring you guys the very latest from police so we don't miss anything. Keep it up, keep it up. So just make sure we're panning because it's live. We're headed to the front, okay, for police updates. Keep it down there. You got it? Okay, they're coming back to our shot to be ready. Just go ahead and I'll talk.
I wouldn't be surprised if this is like when I was born here, where this beef started in the street, and because this is like
Let me ask her. Are you a parent?
No, oh yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Are you doing okay? Is this
Oh,
your
yeah.
child?
My,
Or you came rushing once?
yeah.
Do you know anything about the students who were shot, or potential
no,
students who were shot? Okay.
I just knew it was a shooting.
Okay.
And I left my job to come out.
Absolutely. Okay. You got to kind of stay ready. Get the check.
Yes, he has a gun. He had a gun.
Tell her to let people know that
Okay.
this is where we're going to put everybody when the chief ends up talking.
Are you able to
How are you? I guess the missing person story is not happening now.
Not
right?
today.
Are you able to say anything?
Oh, Lord. Call and tell him I'm getting y'all together.
You're just lucky I didn't call you all my way down.
Are you mom?
No. Yeah.
Can I just ask a few questions about what they heard?
I mean,
Just for background information. Did you hear anything? Were you at the school? Did you hear anything or?
I ain't heard nothing, but everybody kept saying they heard it. So.
Right. Did it scare you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Was everyone running in the halls or was it more organized?
Yeah, some people that was in our class was running from the bathroom telling us what was going on and stuff. I believe so. They was in our hallway, then they left. They was banging on everything.
Oh, wow. Okay. So police were coming and banging on doors?
Yeah, before they released us out the building, yeah. They was coming banging on doors telling us that it was them and we can get out the building and stuff.
Okay. But were you guys told to like get under your desks? Is that how did you hide in there?
Behind them small bookshelves and
got that behind bookshelf.
yeah, but I mean some people won't. Some people stand up behind them like them little desks that they write on. Some people stand up behind those.
Wasn't enough space to have.
Chairs. Yeah.
Basically saying take her off the property because they already saying her name and a lot of people know it's behind her. That's somebody want to know.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was talking to a student. Yeah, you can come to me. Wyatt, be ready.
So whatever you want to do, but if you want to come back, we're up in front of the school now, but if you want to hang around and talk, we don't know exactly when this is going to start.
Huh?
It's whatever you want to do.
Just don't worry about it right now. Stand by. Just want to step. You want to be on?
Sorry, what?
You step to the side.
Like if you want to up here,
Well, I can tell you. So I've talked to a couple parents. They have, the ones I've spoken to have been reunited with their children. They were seeing, a lot of things on social media. So they got here and they were definitely relieved. I'll tell you right now, we are staged right in front of Heritage High School. So this is where the police chief is supposed to brief us shortly on, everything that's been happening. But I'll also tell you, I just spoke to a student. She said that after the shots went off, they were told to hide. She said some of the students hid behind tiny bookshelves in a classroom, and then they weren't good to come out until police came banging on the classroom door. And she said at that point, they ran out and they all went to the tennis court out there. She said she was scared to death about what happened. She said other students were saying they'd heard the gunshots, but she was just happy to be outside, to be okay, to be reunited with her mother. So a lot of trauma going on here. We are just waiting to hear the very latest now, and that's why we're stationed right here in front of the school, waiting for the police chief. Look, Wyatt, zoom. He's running in with the tactical gear.
Hey, do I need to be on a VR?
Just zoom in on him running in. Yeah. Right. My phone's gonna die. My phone is going to die. Yeah.
Y'all can come on. Y'all come on through here.
Huh?
Switch to the stick.
Ugh. Gimme. Here. My phone is going to die very soon, so just need to be aware of that. All right, I've dialed back in.
What's up?
So this is what Maynard's been telling me off the record. I'm passing it to Tiffany and that's what we know off the record. I'm sure the chief will talk about that.
Okay.
Let's check. I got 10:03, 10, 13, holding breath. And I don't think we're missing anybody else. The Daily Press and Pilot, they're going to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Should be gone that side.
No, I was just having him move a little bit clear, just so we could be away from, kind of that scene, so you could see everything behind us clearly. One entrance. There's two going in right now, it looks like, maybe. Are you able to zoom in at all to get that? The two in tactical gear that just went into the school. I think they're already gone, though.
I know I hate this thing. I have it. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Huh?
Are you hot?
Are you guys?
Text me anything you need me to know. Shots fired. How much time do you think before he gets out here?
Should be within the next 5 minutes.
And you can't tell us anything about why people with tactical gear are going inside? Is the shooter still in there?
No.
Okay.
Their officers are clearing it out. That's going to be, if you have any type of like scene like that, you're going to have our SWAT team members that are on duty gear up and go in. Yeah.
Okay. He's been taken out.
Who?
Who? I don't know. The shooter.
We don't have anybody in custody. Nobody's in custody.
No one's in custody? So they're inside somewhere?
No, we believe they're gone.
Gotcha.
So, Chief is coming over here now.
Okay, Chief's on his way.
If y'all want to gather up so the Chief can, your cameras can get ready to come over here now.
You're gathering for the press
It looks like there's...
Yeah, so right now it looks like Chief Drew is coming up to give us the very latest on what's going on here. So I definitely wanted to make sure we were ready as he steps up. He's got other school officials with him as well, city officials. So definitely going to stay here right now and get the very latest as he prepares to come up and give his remarks on kind of everything that's been going on here. Very chaotic scene. Parents, students still standing around waiting to know how those who were injured are doing. What's the deal with the shooter? Where is that person? We still have not gotten any more updates as far as that goes, but we should hear in just a moment. And we're going to go ahead and set up for this conference, guys.
If I could get y'all just to gather up so Chief Drew don't have to move around.
Push it up.
I appreciate the respect and everything that you all have given us. There's just a lot of things going on here that we've got to settle down and get calm to. We wanted to get out some message to our community because it matters, right? The most important asset we have is our young people and our youth of this city. You know, our number one goal is to make sure that they're safe. That's what they're doing right now as we speak. At 11:30, well, I guess I should start. I have Dr. Parker here with me, school superintendent. We've been in constant communications since the incident happened. Chief Johnson, I have Representative Brian Dugan from the FBI, and then we have a plethora of resources. The state police is here, numerous federal agencies are here, and the most impressive thing is the communication working together. But I want to share with you a little bit about what we know. Bear with me, because there's some things that I can't go into, and there's some things that I will try to clear up some of the things that the community and concerns that we have going on, okay? At 11:38 today, we responded to a call of a shooting inside here at Heritage High School. Officers responded. Inside, we had, as you imagine, a little bit of chaotic scene. It was to try to get things under control as quickly as we could, locate our shooter, and protect our students. The school has been completely evacuated. We did that with federal resources and primarily the Newport News Police Department, the Sheriff's Office, and firemen helping us along with paramedics. We transported 4, maybe 5 individuals to area hospitals. 2 are suffering from a gunshot wound. 1 has been struck in the side of the face area. 1 has been struck in the lower leg. Both of those shooting victims are 17. I have a male that has been shot in the side of the face and a female that's been shot in the lower leg. The reports I just got from the hospital is neither one are considered life-threatening. And I thank God for that. That is the most important thing of those 2 individuals, first off. The individual has also been transported that had a sprained or broken arm. I don't want to go too much into that because I'm not sure exactly, but Chief Johnson followed up with that for me. I believe that happened when as individuals were running out of the school, may have fallen on his arm, but we'll find more about that. Another individual that had asthma was transported for breathing issues. All right, we're hearing that there may be another that went straight to another hospital, but we know that we only have at this point two shooting victims. Once the school was evacuated, Chief Creswell handled the scene outside along with Chief Johnson. Myself and Chief Grinstead with the assets inside. Captain Hires, his precinct, facilitated getting the students out. I will tell you the teachers did an amazing job. Students did an amazing job funneling through. We placed most of them, and Dr. Parker will probably be more elaborate than I am, but to outside the building towards the tennis courts, and he can talk to you a little bit about how we're getting students home. But at this point right now, the FBI and the police department are surgically going through and searching, along with state troopers, are searching every inch of the school. They've given us the master keys. We'll go through and check every room, every hallway, closet, gymnasium, library. I'm not rushing through that. I need to make sure that there's no one else inside that school. We don't believe there's anyone injured. It is very possible and probable we may find a student or a teacher, an employee that didn't answer right away, that might have been scared. It's in a closet or in a locked room. But that, we anticipate that. But that's what we're doing right now, is at least searching to make sure that everything's okay. I really appreciate, I understand how chaotic it has been for parents to try to figure out what's happened and what's going on. I think the parents have done an amazing job. Family members that have come, I understand that just the uncertainty, is my child okay? So we're trying to get as much information out as we can. I will tell you that there's been some evidence recovered at the scene and in other parts of the school grounds. But I don't want to go into that because there's kind of three components we have working right now. We have our component at the hospital, making sure that our two victims are okay. I need to be constant updated on how they're doing. The second is the tactical exercise that's going on inside the building, making sure that everything is cleared and the buildings are safe and we don't have anyone else inside. The third component then is trying to find our suspect. There is some footage and some evidence there that we're looking at. We'll be working with the FBI and schools to give us some information, but I'm confident we'll be able to determine who this individual is. The why and all those things will follow later. We'll find that, but I need to make sure that people are okay. I cannot thank enough Dr. Parker and his staff. They just did a phenomenal job, sir. Chief Johnson and the fire department. I've been in contact with the city manager, Cindy Roth, immediately. So there's a lot of information going. Things are working the way we'd like them to see work. But I understand it is a little bit chaotic, and I understand that families not knowing what's going on with their loved ones. But I just appreciate so much the students and how the faculty and staff have responded, as well as the officers here. I'm going to step out of the way.
Chief Drew, real quick. So the suspect is not in custody?
The suspect is not in custody at this time.
Is the suspect a student?
We're trying to put all that together.
Okay. Do you believe that the victims were known to the suspect?
Yes.
Could you elaborate on a fight that was going on in the cafeteria?
No, I don't. Nope, I don't.
Because, is there an active threat to the community?
So again, right? Let's just make sure we get accurate information. The most important thing is making sure that everyone's okay, clearing the school. There's a whole other component of the department looking to see who this individual is and why that happened. We do believe that they knew each other, but until that individual is in custody, when you ask me about a threat, I don't believe that this is an individual that is searching the community to hurt members. I think that there was some type of altercation, but I don't want to speculate on what that is. I don't want to go that until we know for sure. So I want to make sure we don't taint anything. I want to make sure we reach out and talk to our Commonwealth attorney as soon as I get to a point where I know that the school is secure, right? So, but remember, there's three parts: how our people are doing at the hospital, making sure that the school is cleared, and then the investigation part on our suspect and locating and identifying him.
Were the 4 injured students?
Yes.
All 4.
Yes.
Parents still picking up their children.
I'm going to let Dr. Parker talk a little bit about that. I don't want to get that confused.
Good evening. Under these circumstances, as we're speaking right now, students are being transported home. We have a parent pickup area at the tennis court, and we also have called for early bus pickup. So our buses have already staged and have picked up the remaining students that have not been picked up by their families. So we are reaching out electronically to parents to keep them informed of this situation. And we also want to confirm that all students are at home safely this evening. So we're working out details on how we'll do that. This was very chaotic, but I would say that the police and local authorities handled this matter as best possible to make sure students were safe throughout from the time I arrived. We had the area contained. We allowed parents to pick up students who were on site and put verification processes in place to ensure that students our middle schoolers were going home with their actual parents and our guardians. So I want to commend the police for allowing us to manage our students safely and allow access for our parents even during an active crime scene. That was, if you can understand, that was very chaotic, and there were a lot of folks who were really traumatized by this matter. I also want to commend the Heritage staff who protected their students, made sure they exited the building, made sure they got to a safe area, and also were with us throughout that time to make sure that to assist with crowd control. Principal Hunter put out accurate communication in a timely way to parents and families. Under these circumstances, we can only respond, but I think our staff and our local authorities did a wonderful job. So I just want to commend them.
The parents of the kids that got shot?
No, ma'am, we have not. And when those students are identified, that will be one of the first things we will do is make sure that we reach out and support those families.
How does your school system protect students from other students bringing guns in? Are there any metal detectors or any search perimeters at this school?
Well, in many cases, we do random security checks of that nature, whether we bring in a dog that does random searches, or we bring in metal detectors to do random searches, and we also do searches off of buses randomly. So we do not, every kid does not walk through a wand every day in most public schools, but I feel that we actively provide some level of deterrence for our students on a daily basis to ensure that our schools are safe.
Can you speak to the location of the shooting?
That is something that's under police investigation at this point. I have not been inside the building other than to make sure that proper communication went out, and I have not involved myself in the active investigation at this point.
What are you telling parents who maybe have not been able to get a hold of their kid right now?
That is what we're working on right now, and as we receive reports, we will work with those families to identify their students to make sure that if we still have them, the students are calling with their cell phones. Some students, as you can understand, left their cell phones in the building, so they were not able to reach their families, and those are kids we're concerned about, making sure that they have transportation to their home. We send out early dismissal messages, so we will be working with parents throughout the day to make sure that they have put their eyes on their child.
And what has this been like for you, running everything and dealing with this terrible situation?
No superintendent or no teacher or principal would want to ever go through this situation. Just seeing the faces of our students and how afraid they were under these circumstances, and our staff who were traumatized. We have had grief counselors on board on the tennis court, talking to families, talking to students, and no one would want to go through these circumstances.
And some of the kids that I was speaking with say they practice for this type of thing, and that they had gone through drills. Tell me what you do to prepare for school shootings.
Our primary approach is to shelter in place, make sure that you do not create a hard target. And to make sure that if someone is looking, that they have to get through a locked door, they have to really go through on a search pattern to find a student and staff. So once the school goes to lockdown, it's all about creating harder targets for any active shooter to find students.
How often do they practice that?
We do those regularly and periodically throughout the school year. Just to make sure that we have a regular, just like fire drills and other things, we do active shooter drills, we do evacuation drills, other things that might help us make sure that students are safe. We know that we went to lockdown and students were sheltering in place for quite some time and then evacuated under police guidance.
Given that somebody was able to get on campus with a gun and use that gun, do you anticipate discussions going forward about how you can lock down that security even better?
Absolutely. We'll begin that work in the next few days. Students I anticipate will be on virtual learning for the next few days as we work with staff and work with our families to ensure that we have a safe way of returning students back to in-person instruction soon. But that will not happen until we have discussed this matter and looked at better ways to ensure that something like this never happens again.
So virtual just for this high school?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay.
Do you have any reason to believe that this was somebody from the community who just walked onto campus undetected?
Ma'am, I can't speculate on an active investigation at this time. I know that Chief Drew and his team are working on those details, and we'll continue to provide updates on that.
As for parent pickup, obviously we're all standing here, a ton of parents are here. I know no suspects in custody. Is it okay to still come get your kids in an orderly manner?
Yes, I would say if you walk to that tennis court, you'll probably have to get through at least 30 police officers, law enforcement officers to get to that point. And we have staff in there making sure that parents are identified when they pick up their child. The bus drivers I see are loading now. I see the buses over to the right, and those buses are about to dismiss. So we feel confident that any parent coming on the scene right now can access their child. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was the latest from Police Chief Steve Drew. As he mentioned, there are two 17-year-olds who were shot. One girl, one boy. They are both expected to be okay. There were two other reported injuries he believed to have been from just the chaos of coming out, right? So one of them, I believe he mentioned a sprained wrist of sorts. And the other, a breathing issue. So those are the other two injuries. He said all four were students. There is a potential fifth student that went to the hospital on their own, and we're still waiting to get details on what exactly the extent of their injuries are. But as they mentioned, right now what you're still seeing, police officers in tactical gear. They said that's just the protocol, right? They're going classroom to classroom, making sure no one's left behind. As far as the shooter, The shooter is not in custody, according to police. He would not really elaborate on where they believe the shooter to be. He said he did not believe that the community was in any type of active threat right now. And then we're still working to figure out the details on who the shooter was, if it was a student, if it was staff. But he did say that he did not believe it was somebody that just came onto the high school's campus and shot at people. So we're just waiting to get any further details we can get as far as the shooter. I know a lot of people are concerned about that. Obviously a sigh of relief to know that the students who were shot are believed to be okay. Obviously still extremely traumatic for them, really traumatic for everyone out here, but that's the gist of what just happened there. And then the coming days, what parents can expect, he said, high schoolers will be probably learning virtually as they, go over everything and deal with everything at the high school. So students and parents can expect that in the coming days. Tom, Anita. Okay. Did you see that Mike and Adrian have the mic hot on the police chief talking to families? Taking the live shot, Wyatt? What? The live shot. Let's walk up a little bit. Stop right here. Still live. Okay, if they're on drone 10, you can breathe for a second. We need to switch phones. Mine's gonna die. Or unless, do you have a portable charger? Hey guys, my phone is going to die. I need a few minutes to switch to Wyatt's phone, okay?
I don't know if you care about using my earbuds or not.
I'm probably gonna have to because it might not recognize mine.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. It's fine. No, I don't care. You're on VR one?
Yes. If I couldn't pocket. I'm going to give you my phone. If you could, I'll be grabbing it remotely. Just check it for